Alright, is everyone here? Well, some people, I was looking at the chat and some people just, there was like 7 people at one point and now just got up and left, and then there was just one, and then it's like, what the hell? Like, did someone just leave stream all for some reason? I don't even know what's going on anymore at this point. I'm guessing it's because of how YouTube is. Now that they're blocking ad blockers, apparently, which is even if they have the good reason to, the reason is very convoluted. It's just like, how did you not figure to make an actual revenue line just in case this free videos things wasn't gonna work out with just that. It boggles my mind that they didn't think this. They apparently didn't have this thought out in the long term. But I'm going to continue. What's up, guys? This is Versation here, and this is going to be the 3rd episode of the 2nd season of Arknights. You can also call it Arknights Perish in Frost. So apparently there was 2 versions of the title. It was like Touin Kiro and what was the other one called again? It was like Fuyukomori Kiro or something like that. I totally forgot. But it's more like Perish in Frost is easier because apparently that's the more ideal way to go with it. YouTube is just an ass at this point, but I don't want to sweat it, I don't want to skim the deal. And I do apologize that this is a monetized, but I can't control. I don't really have despite the settings I have, I don't have control of what ad pop up and what doesn't, or when they will. So I'm sorry if during the stream they pop up on your end, and I don't really have control. I have at the least. I think I have at the lowest sort of value because I do want some monetization, but yeah, it's kind of how it is. So I do apologize on my end. But yeah, last time on Arknights, so apparently there was this funny thing, or very amusing thing with Mephisto. Like, there always has to be this crazy motherfucker on one side who is pretty much like, the way he is framed, and I'm glad one of the peoples in my server pointed this out about Mephisto is, even though he's a piece of shit, he's kind of like one of those characters that need to play that way, because in a way, at the moment, he more or less has at least maybe at least able the initial impression or image of what Reunion is about. And like, Reunion is not inherently bad, but the way they go about things, the methods they go about things by some people, like Mephistos in particular, that's when the moral line is drawn. So that was an interesting thing to talk about. That's why Frost Nova was not at all pleased with what he was doing there, and of course Ami and Co used it to try to get away, of course, and temporarily. And so I missed this during the last stream, and I apologize, and I was corrected a little later. What Amia did for Jessica was not really to take in the infection, it was to divert away, if I remember correctly, it's to divert away the emotions, the negative emotions, into her and integrate it into herself. I should have gotten this. I do apologize. I should have gotten this notion earlier, even if they didn't show any. What I was told, they didn't show flashback, her images of Jessica's past or whatnot that would be causing her this emotional pain. But the way Amir was talking, I should have gotten a clue, even then. So my bad on that end. um to avoid to worsen her mentality. So it makes me really let me turn on it. It makes me really wonder and really concerned too, and don't spoil, it makes me really concerned for Amya's well-being. Because she's taking this, if this is true, if what I'm being told is true, Amya's been trying to put all of this, shoulder a lot of this onto herself. And even if she is, and I know she's being limited, and I know she wants to have that sort of resolve, but that also speaks to, you know, how emotionally stressed she is still at the moment, and how much she has to put on this, as well as the responsibility for leading Rhode Island. And that's a ticking time. That, to me, that's a ticking time bomb. That is a ticking time bomb. It feels like one more nasty twist that gets her unhinged, or she can't contain all of that anymore. I don't know how. I have no clue like how this works. I fear the worst if that box is cracked open the way she is. Maybe it's not something to worry about at the moment. Maybe it's something that maybe the game's creator will come up with at the end. Because I'm assuming the main story is kind of still going on. That's something to really consider now that the notion's been brought up. Maybe I'm looking into things too much, but it's something I kind of have to note now. So that is what it is. Anya is more stronger than you think. I mean, she's already proven that time and time again. So, okay, so Frost Nova basically did what I'm sure it's an art, something that she just can't do on a whim. Of course, you see that, like last time, you see that she had some sort of whiplash or like a side effect of it, like she can't maintain it for that longer, or maybe because the weak point of the arts was exposed, where they were able to attack the core, because thanks to Frostleaf's interference. And I'm also been told that Frostleaf, befitting of the name, she does have some resistance to ice and temperature and cold temperatures, so she wasn't just going to easily go down, but she was still in bad shape. Like at one point, like her fingers looked like was looking purple, and it looked like they're about to lose all their fucking nerves there. Like the worst case scenario, you would have to chop that shit off. Magic casting, but with music. I mean, Lullaby was playing, and that was a very haunting deal, to say the least. Like I said, I did listen to the original one, and it did sound a lot better. But I felt like what they did here, what they could have done is just play the whole original one over, and just have it that way. But I'm actually I will give credit that they want to try to do a more, a version of it in their own language. So that's where I can give credit where credit's due, because some people may just be listening to that shit and just be like, wait, what is he talking about? Now I've known they kind of did, they've inserted German and Russian like without any particular deals. There's also the fake fictional language in Mushoku Tensei as well. But I will give it like they did try something there. So yeah. What else to say? Oh yeah, they can't rendezvous with Chin and the others anymore because the Lungman City got clapped. I'm pretty sure Talun was the one that is causing most of the damage. I feel like that eventual counter with Talua is coming up, and it may start to answer, Chin's previous, out of out of abnormal reactions to it. Remember, like Chen is usually someone that is pretty level-headed, but when it comes to being mentioned or seen, she literally just acts out of. She does something that I don't want to say out of character. That feels mean, but it's just more like she has that sort of reaction that is not like how she usually is. There are 3 official writing systems now in Arknights, but the language is mostly the same as us. Okay. Is there anything else to say? No, I don't think I have much else to say. Basically, I think from what I told, we're gonna get like a shifted perspective to Chin's side, and she's probably gonna meet. And this is a nice change of pace considering we're gonna see, because we've mostly been focusing on Ami and the Doctor for the most part, or again from their perspective. So switching it up does help at least expand on some points, and particularly for Chin, because like considering that her character is seemingly more interesting now that considering what has already been established, however little that may be in the first season from before, when she kind of had her hands bloody in favor of Amiya's because Amiya was like unable to really make a decision during that moment. There's somebody on here. Andrew Shawn, worst reactor as always. Yeah, that's not my that's not my problem that you, Andre Shawn. That's not my problem that you think that way. Like I don't. You're not. I'm pretty sure the channels you're looking for then are the ones like your Roshi and all those other bigger channels. I don't say shit to just cater to everyone's likings. Just saying. That's all I gotta. That's all I gotta say. Better being real than just trying to be all popular. All right. I mean, I hope that's a joke. I mean, I hope it's a troll, but I'm not. I don't know this guy you enough to know whether or not you're joking. But enough of that. I will go ahead and get this. Oh, am I accidentally recording this one? I just wanted to stream. All right, let me get this pulled up. And okay, I guess we got the files, the right file here. Is the chat working all right? I hope it doesn't snap off online. Offline. I've actually had some really, very poor connection on my end, earlier today, and so I was kind of concerned. It didn't prevent me from uploading my recent Fuyukomori reaction that I did like a few hours ago, but I'm still concerned nonetheless. All right. See the subtitles are put. Okay, we're good to go. Hopefully they didn't fuck up the audio either. I remember they fucked up the audio for the final episode. Crunchyroll fucked up the audio for the final episode of season 1, which was a pain in it, which was a little annoying. But I can't trust Crunchyroll nowadays. That's just it. Lupus reacted code sale. Yeah, thanks. I know. They're just attention grabbers. Alright, let's get to it. Episode 3 in 3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Oh, who's... Oh, jeez. What was targeting them? Oh. Yeah, I just start... Christmas, yeah, it just started. Um, the first few minutes here. Okay. Shen arc is over. Like she's just killed. She's just killed. Arc ends. We go back. We switch. We switch up back to Amiya, and that preview we got the earlier was just fake. This kind of reminds me of the pump fakes they'd be doing in '86 Part 2. Just like, oh shit, did they die this time? She lost her suit. Wow. She. How long was she out? Were they wait? Were they just saying some sort of language at the first line? Like one, I've legit one was speaking. One felt like she was speaking Korean. One was speaking Chinese, and or one was speaking some sort of European that I don't recognize. What the hell? That's funny. Oh, she took the. Or she got clapped by that as well. Are you? Did she just seriously just tank that and just feel like she just wakes up? Where am I? Just like that? I forget they. I forget some of these infected are built different, but damn. When you swearing so when you cussing out so hard, you just accidentally swear in a foreign language they don't understand, so you get away with shit. So you get away with shit. They don't have a good comeback for it. Yeah. You trust them, right? And that, true, yeah. I don't blame him doubting that. I don't blame the guy for thinking that. Like, yeah, it's for Dewey, like yeah, but it's just like, do we really have to go bluntly about this, knowing that they might not make it out? It's like I gotta take care of my responsibility. You got response. This is on you. You gotta do some. You gotta do something on your end. I can't clean up for you this time around like last time. Oh, he doesn't. Oh, this ain't good. Oh, the warehouse. She didn't want to make you worry. So Val literally said it was a trap. She is only needed. Who, who did? I'm guessing. Did Taluna do that? I wonder if there was supposed to be a flashback of him and Iniguma. That could have been there. Yeah, he was just. This is someone that is just like a side, not very well known side character of sorts, and just and he just gets like, damn. Oh yeah, that makes sense. They're supposed to treat each other like family. Oh. Was this before the infection, or was this during the, or was this during the whole outbreak? Or was this before the whole outbreak? before, during. Oh. Oh boy. Okay, this may be a small detail, but do you like notice like how quiet the sound is of her just smashing the door to just based off where to just kind of emulate how far away the camera was from it? I know it's not the big deal, but it's kind of noted that. That's very. Wait, what? Oh, I figured. I figured. They siblings? Yeah. But yeah, because you gotta remember the effector just treated like waste. So making him informant, at least he could stick around. That sucks, man. It just shows the reality of the situation and how like it's not like he became infected by choice. It just feels like what he took up was ultimately like, oh, it's the last thing I could do given my situation in life here. I just gotta make of what I have from whatever time is left. I was assuming they're siblings, but by the way they looked clear close in that picture, I could be wrong, and you're just like good friends. But ah, oh, that's a woman. No, that's not the time to worry about it. Ah, that's $1 million down the fucking drain, y'all. Rip. They were here and trying to take back everything. No. Yeah, just doesn't. Felt too. This feels too convenient. Like it just feels like they're just being, just Loki just luring them into something more dangerous. Like it's like as if a union's expecting them to react like as such. It's kind of funny how like probably not too long ago this used to be one hell of an active store, and now it's just looking at ruins. Because she's always been on duty. She's never had a sense of comfort. Oh, it's the one from before. Uh-oh. 엄마. Just prevent the 10 seconds. She's starting to feel. She's starting to come off acting like Anya. I'm starting to notice this. I don't know why I haven't noticed it now. She's holding 2 floors worth of rubble. Jesus Christ. Don't, go back. Y'all gotta just cut it away like that. Oh boy. It's just like they gotta try to regroup, but they're trying as they trying to retake the place. The enemies are just regrouping to try to take it back. Wait, wait, it was that was what Dang Nay. That's what Dang Nay was literally kind of meaning. I knew it was. I mean, I recognize there was something like that, but. Man. Yeah, you can't. The thing is, like, she can't. Like, she has to know she can't save everyone. So, and you don't just risk yourself. You got others back. Others got. Plenty of these guys got your back. They're willing to. They're willing to give up their own well-being for you. Okay, it's an interesting set. That's a fairly interesting set. It feels more like a another transition into another bigger conflict up ahead. All right, let me read the comments. The random bits of Cantonese swear were. Oh, no wonder why it sounded familiar. Because I used to hear I used to hear my mom and dad say some Cantonese that I felt like was cussing at one point. So that's why it felt so fucking familiar. And maybe they said something like that. I don't remember, but it's just I don't remember the details. Oh my god! It was legit Cantonese. Are you kidding me? That's not something I was honestly expecting. Like, I know Arknights is a Chinese gacha game, but Jesus. Like doing one episode plot progression and next big fight. Today's episode seems plot focused and must be full on fight. It does feel like they didn't pad things out, and which can suck, honestly. I believe they cut the small fight because there might be a big battle next episode. They're probably saving budget for that. Not budget, more like manpower. Because why would they want to make it? Why would they want to? There's no point in trying to make her go all against a bunch of scrubs. Like, Shan is just literally like, yeah, just don't even Jujutsu Kaisen and some of the smaller fights aren't as aren't really that highlighted much, unless if it's particularly focused on in the chapter or something. Lumen is Hong Kong, but oh wow, yeah, it does. Come to think of it, it kind of does look like Hong Kong. It doesn't make it would honestly make sense as to why it felt familiar in some places. I'm just like, wait, this may be something I'm a little too familiar with in one way. I'm not saying I was been to China, but from what I've been told, like, yeah, this is more or less. We know that all the countries in Arknights cover many countries in the real world. This is Hong Kong, from what I heard. They also mentioned a town in Hong Kong this episode. Which one was that? Sorry, I forgot the timer. Ursus is Russia. Okay, and that makes sense. How many of these? So, Lungmen is China or Hong Kong. Ursus is basically Russia. That's a country. Colombia is the U.S. Rhode Island is Rhode Island, I guess. Hold on, I'm looking at something real fast. Oh, okay. Kashmir is Poland. Lullaby is also a Russian song. Eon is China. Jeez, you're getting a lot. You could just cover, like, what about for Antarctica? I'm just I wouldn't be surprised if there's one for Italy. I'm pretty sure there's one for Italy, or even like Germany. Actually, I think we might have had a reference to German already. But enough of the case. So the focus on Jan, like, I don't know if there's a whole lot to talk about, but when you watch the episode, and it's just like it doesn't feel like a whole lot is going on. We're in the middle. It's like a war. The whole place is like a war zone at this point. There hasn't been any sense of, there hasn't been that place of where they can, ease up, take a break, or anything. It kind of shows like Jian is always seemingly, I don't know, to me she's always on some, she always has to feel obliged to try to help others, try to throw her life into the ringer to save others at the expense of her own well-being. But several times already a few times this episode already, she needed to get saved. She was saved because like she is important, like her leadership is important, so she cannot just toss herself out there all the time. That's what they've been telling her. And she was trying to save Fall, and this is where I learned about the messed up part where Fall is we were reminded of how the infected are usually treated or viewed, where Fall was intentionally turned into an informant. Hiniguma wasn't told about this, and she was not pleased with that for obvious reasons, because she doesn't. But then again, I figured Chen didn't want her to have her so worried or too concerned or too bothered by it. The harsh reality, like, that guy, he knew he didn't have much time left, so he accepted the job, and like knowing that like he'll serve it as much as he can until he got no more time left. They're building up fast, since the dialogues in the game are really long. I honestly thought it would take longer to get to this point, actually. The episode is basically building relationships and character reflections. This was a very, this is an interesting ways of just focusing on the characters instead of the action at hand, because that's why the action wasn't as per se highlighted. It's not it goes I think it goes back to, so going back to Chen, like she has to remember, like she's put it, I've stated before that she feels that some of her reminds me of Anya, and it kind of befits because Anya, I've been told before, like from last season, Jen may have been acted out that way because she has a sort of a situation that's similar to Amya's, where she had to really uphold that such a responsibility. Now Chen is a little bit more, I would have to think, is a little bit more experienced, but it's still a lot for her. She's constantly wanting to try to save every comrade. Even though there's the whole rough around the edge things with how they, gotta have to put down their enemies, how they have to follow particular set rules or laws in their hand, but the reason why Fowl is said to take back the abandoned house is because he's infected and dying. You know what happens to infected once they die. Yeah, I know. The fun, okay, who's the Who was that girl again? Let me check if she's on the list of characters here. I probably should know by now. It doesn't show up here? I keep forgetting the name. I do apologize. Hold on. God damn it, YouTube. Swar? Yeah, Swar. I do kind of like her in a way, like where she kind of acts like the sort of, I don't know, I guess like a foil, maybe like a foil, like because she's seemingly well, I'm not gonna say she's on necessarily the best of terms with Chen, but I'm not saying they're on particularly, you know, bad terms either. But she comes off in a way where, like, even despite how hot-headed she, you know, how loudmouth she can be, in the end she is still looking out for Chen, because like they're not in a situation where, and they could just have, you know, where they have to just risk it all for basically, like they have to, you know, I guess, how do you say this? Take care, you know, what Chen said, take care of responsibilities on their end, but then Chen also wonders, like, did I make a mistake on that part? Did I fuck up on that part? Because when you said trust the responsibilities, I was not sure, like, I was probably thinking that she trusts Amiya is going to make it out. But at the same time, it's like she's not in a position to really be able to come and help out, obviously. And so just like, I can't try to hurry myself back. I have to sell things on my end here. She is a Tsunari character. Yeah, I get it. But I think I have no problems with that. Hold on. Where's the... Oh wow. So that's the slur. In the game, Soren answered the first question says, what if I said they're all dead? I mean, is she talking about the oh, she was talking about like when she was asking about what's the rest of my squad, and it's like, what if I told you they're all dead? Like, that would be pretty messed up, because like that would just drive Chen really upset if only she survived. Those are some just funny stuff. A lot, you know, there's also the downside where like such stuff, even if they're clearly used in a way that you should know their use is profanity, there'll be a lot of people that it will just rub them the wrong way. Like, it's not like the sort of comedic punch that you know, like that one guy in Jujutsu Kaisen movies, like, god damn, like, it doesn't have that punch. It doesn't have that same sort of punch because it's foreign. Whereas we know it's a foreign language in their Jujutsu Kaisen, because he suddenly speaks English the guy suddenly speaks English out of nowhere. And so you kind of just get a kick out. Most people get a kick out of it that easily. But with here, just like, what are they saying? I mean, you still can. It's just that you won't understand. You won't know what the fuck they actually just said when you read that easily. The next episode will be the last episode covering the week prior to Source Material. After Chapter 6 starts, the plot thickens and stopped acting average gacha adaptation. I mean, if they're doing if considering how good a job how good and impressive of a job they're doing with the weaker source material here, it's still then it says a lot as to how the next episodes will come up like afterwards, because I have to think it was because I have to think like this is where the story, you know, really takes a like I'm already feeling at this point in the story, like at you know, at some point in the story, or maybe around where I feel like around where you know Amira's put into a situation. I do feel like when Amira's put into a situation where she kills Skullshatter, that's when the story was like, oh damn. Where it didn't feel like normal, like it's just the typical route anymore. That it's something a little bit more grave. But so if that's considered weak and there's stronger material to come, depending on how well they do it, we could be in for something. Yeah, it does feel like things are getting a lot more serious. It's just, you know, if it feels like whatever's happening here so far is just even just the encounter with Frost Nova, it just feels like something, you know, a build up to something a lot more weight. Like there's gonna be a lot of crazy things. I figured, like, I was already under the impression that, you know, Jin and Talulin were probably siblings. But then again, I'm not too sure because they could just be close friends at the time, to the point where they're kind of they kind of treat each other as sisters, I guess. But I have no clue. They might as well not be blood related, and it'll still come off to me like you could still call them siblings because of, you know, maybe like, oh, they adopted or something. I don't know for sure. Oh yeah, not let Hoshiguma be belittled for her past. I think yeah, but I think the conversation that was had with Hoshiguma, just mentioning her past and how you know sensitive she is about it, it kind of already sets it already pretty much makes the point there, in my opinion. Like Hoshiguma was particularly not pleased about, you know, hearing about Fall being made an informant and taking these dangerous missions, and then that was and he dies basically still doing these sort of missions, knowing that he doesn't have time. Like that has to suck for him, because considering that what kind of established relationship he's had with her. Real problem starts after season 2 ends. Will we get more adaptation? If yes, then there's a big problem. What do you mean it's a big problem? Is it because like they have to find a ways? Is like how much would they need in order to adapt certain chapters? If that is the case, I can understand why. Because like I've heard like the chapters get a lot thick. The story arcs get a lot thicker, where 8 episodes may not be able to cut you, may only just be enough to contain one. So it's really up to what the animation team there, how they decide. Because I cannot say this is the easiest thing to make it look this well. It set visually looks a lot. Like it visually is very distinct from everything else you see in the typical season, in a typical anime season. Future season without The context of time travel is worthless. Stuff related to the past of Rhode Island. It depends on whether or not they should be able to cover. I hope they do something to where they will cover they will cover stuff regarding Rhode Island. You know, like it's a side stories of sorts that help with the plot. I'm not saying it's an absolute disaster if they don't, but I mean, there's only so much you can do. But I do hope they'll be able to do it. I mean, it's not impossible by any means. But getting everything, but there's a lot of people out there, that may not be patient. They want to cut to the chase, and I can understand that, because we don't live forever. We can't wait forever. But at the same time, like, things kind of take time to make. So when people put that into mind, and I kind of have to keep saying this, they always have to think about like what compromise do they have to make, because even if they want to make everything as faithful, like want to include everything they could have, but they can't. There's just simply not enough time. There's not enough like we don't want to keep other people waiting if we have to take longer to make. It's not that simple. But even then, I still do hope they'll be able to get something in. Next season will only work if the anime 7 together with the Arknights and Memoir. How big is chapter 7? Would it have to? I think they can. They would be able to do it, but again, it has to be up to the director. Like, can it work? Can they actually be able to do that? We won't be able to tell until maybe next year. Chapter 8 should have its own full season. Okay. Yeah, so that's a lot to think about. I mean, I wish I had more commentary on the actual episode itself. But like, you see, like how they it's kind of surreal, like how they just go. I have to, go around and how everything. The way they have to carry things out like military operations. There's nothing so flashy or anything. You have to just get the job done, get the rescue, inspect things, pick up the inspect the bodies of your enemies, and do all the other stuff. There's no place for a drawn out sappy moment. Like very brief, if anything. Like even Fall's case didn't have much time. He literally didn't have much time, anyways. I do agree. Chapter 8 should have its. If Chapter 8 is what I've been told then yeah, it should have a full season. Preferably 12 episodes if they can, but it depends on whether or not they want to change up to that. That would take a lot, though. 7 is a little longer than chapter 6. Basically 4 episodes with the content squeezed in. Alright, the style feels very planned and military instead of Naruto style anime fights or any shonen anime fights. Do you care? In Bleach, there is nothing against Bleach, but it's literally just enemies shot, swearing, trash talking one another while doing quite a lot of sword plays or whatever spell casting and all. But nothing against it. It's just that's not Arknights style. Yeah, Arknights does have some magic on their end, but that very rarely it will be just the fancy looking stuff. If they do go fancy looking, they better make it fucking look great though. And I feel like there might be something that might come up later this season. I don't know. Maybe like when they have to go back to Anya, because apparently Frost Nova is not the only thing she needs to worry about. It's that Patriot guy. And one of the guys in the chat from last week was saying that the Patriot dude is one of the strongest motherfuckers in Arknights. So yeah, that's something to kind of consider. That's one of the entities, not just Frost Nova. She has to face that. And Frost Nova and I've also missed this too from last time. Frost Nova is the Patriot's daughter. I don't know if it's by blood or adopted, but that's what we're told. Oh yeah, have a good time, Christmas. I'm actually about to wrap up here. The Switch update is so strong that they can make 24 episodes and it still won't feel dragged out. Yeah, but I feel like I feel like they'll be only able to do like 12 episodes at best. I don't think, like, if they really they really would have to take a very long time if they would try to do 24 episodes. That's too much. That's too much. I feel like 12 episodes is at the least is what they would be able to do. I cannot see where they're able to feasibly do 24 episodes unless they were allotted more time. I don't know the connection with Joestar Pictures if they're able to, afford a more favorable schedule or, break to be able to do that. Because remember, this shit's not easy to. Just the color scheme is just not that easy to replicate with the small team you're working with. So either that, or they have to get or the team has to get a lot more members on here to pick up the slack. I don't know the schematics of how the anime industry works. I only know from I know quite a bit, but not enough to where like I can randomly give a solution for something or a positive explanation for it. I don't. Like 12 to 13 episodes of chapter 8 would be the most possible at this point. I'd be disappointed if it was still the 8. At some point they gotta diverge from that 8 per season deal. Hopefully they'll do. I hope. I'm actually on copium that for next season, if they have another season, they'll go to that. They'll start doing more than just 8. So yeah, we can't control the things that are on end as fans. We guys at least try to hope for the best and trust that the director and the producer know what they're doing and know what to prioritize. Of course, they're not gonna make the best decisions. They're not all gonna make the correct decisions, but we have to try to get what we can get, take what we can get, and we could just have our sort of criticism or judgment afterwards. At least Yoster seems to get side hustles and helping other anime with their animation, like Oshinoko. Oh yeah, I saw that. Oh yeah, I did see that there was an Oshinoko episode. If I remember correctly, I don't remember which episode it was. It was outsourced to Yoestar, and they were able to contribute some. I think it was a bit with their B team though. Yoestar is helping with the reject screen. I don't know. Let me check. I'm sure. I think they're doing that one as well. So yeah, they are doing Go-Go Loser Ranger. So I feel like I do feel like with Go-Go Loser Rangers, they're probably making it using a totally different staff from this one, because the visually the Loser Rangers looks quite different from Arknights. So let me see if I was correct on that. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the same, and even the director Even the director is not the for that one is totally not like they would like probably is just probably a freelancer for this one, and it's just under the name because like maybe for some reason other studios weren't able to get them in. I don't know, but I don't think it will. I don't think this particularly will affect the production of the Arknight of another season of Arknights, assuming they want to get that one out as soon as possible right after this one, which I still feel like will take 9 months, just like last time. First season didn't have a screenwriter and assist director. Now we have one. We can hope the staff numbers keep increasing. So it should be getting more and more better with the animation styles and efficiency. I mean, Joestar's is. I do hope for the best for Joestar's. I'm not totally in love with all. I'm not really in love with all the animes. Like it's mostly just Arknights. To be fair, like everything else, I could care less about. I don't really have much of a opinion about Blue Archive. Haven't really seen it beyond a few music videos. But besides a few AMVs, I just viewed by chance. Yeah, they've done a lot of key animation. They're basically pros by now. Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good to know that they're at least upcoming. They're still relatively young. I hope they don't feel too much of the stress that the weight too much of the weight industry the way it is right now. Like it's a remember, like we're having more seasonals than ever, and it's a pain in the ass to have to try, you know, when it comes to trying to find the manpower to make them. So unless that, so I do hope that. I mean, I have no control about that. I do hope, like for the most part, they'll be fine. I mean, but well, I don't know. Truth be told, we can't be nothing's guaranteed. That's why the background. That's why the background art looks so good. Yeah, if you can see here, like a lot of the stuff is like the background art is like not even like even if it's not much details, the colors are pretty clean, or you know, pretty clean and whatnot. They're not they in a way it feels like they stand out a little bit because like how the colors are. Now maybe that's just for the deal with Arknights, but it feels like in a way they were able to do it to where like even if they're where you see even the characters just kind of blend in as well. Like they were able to do that. The character designs are really nice as well. I mean, they've been consistent with the correction, with the details and the designs. I don't think there's been one point there's been a particularly derpy shot. That's the funny part. Even with the best looking stuff, you'll have some derpiness. But with Arknights, I never was able to note any in particular. That's crazy. Called Gravity Wall, which is currently under development. That's interesting to know. Blue Archive's the next big thing coming to Ghost Picture. It's a big game after all. Yeah, I heard stuff about it. It's still to be announced, so no set date. I don't know when that's gonna come. So I don't know when that's gonna come up. I do hope. Again, I also do hope that that does not interfere too much with future Arknights seasons if they plan to make more after this. But we'll see. I'll trust in the staff on this. It depends on their motivation to whether or not they want to continue more on the story. Because and all, like I don't want them to the point where they catch up to where the game is at and then just try to spin in the anime original ending right there. That would be horrible. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I don't want to waste too much time. I actually gotta get going. So yeah, I'm gonna call off here. Smash the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter. Support the YouTube channel. Join Discord server, share the video, all the good stuff. But that'll about do it for today for Arknights. And yeah, I'll see you next week. And probably gonna get that big fight. You know, probably that
fated reunion with Chin and Tallulah. I thought it was gonna be. I legit thought they were gonna be able. Chin was gonna meet Tallulah this week, but nah, we're gonna wait for next week. So maybe it's a bright line, even if it does feel fat. If the pacing did feel fast on that end, because of my own expectations. But yeah, that's about it. Do it. Real season signing off.